2025 Lotus Emeya review, the luxury Lotus things have not looked as stable at Hethel of late. Talk of production stopping at the historic Norfolk site triggered a change of CEO. It's not like sales of its EVs like the Lotus Emeya. Reviewing our calming troubled waters now, and that's a bit of a shame, as the Emeya is a good car if you ignore the small matter of heritage, like the related Elevator SUV. It's an all-electric four-wheel drive effort that's luxury first and sport a somewhat distant second. Two versions are offered in a few trims each, with the 600 kicking off the range and the 900 topping it. There are no prizes for guessing those are the approximate power figures of each. Once again, simplify and enlighten us on things you can really do with 1.5 tons of luxury automobile. That means all versions of the Emeya get air suspension and adaptive dampers with even cleverer chassis tech available on the 600 and standard on the 900 rockets. The Emeya is over 5.1 meters long, so it's bigger than the BMW Y5 Mercedes EQE, but shorter than the Mercury US and BMW Y7. There is of course the Porsche Taycan and Audi e-tron GT as well. But the Emeya is designed to be a softer, more practical, bigger pros, sumptuous interior, rapid, comfortable, technological powerhouse guns, 900 not as satisfying as the 600, ceramic brakes grabby, could be more playful wets new. Although it's not the first outing for Lotus's electric premium architecture, there are a few changes unique to the Emeya Saloon. For a start, the battery is slimmer to help deliver a low slow profile and has a revised cooling system to improve charging times. Naturally, the body is all good. With active aero available to boost downforce when you need it in range, you can drive it sensibly. Here, the front splitter is able to drop close to the ground, while the big rear spoiler can fold out too. While the Emeya is a 5-seater with a stand. A more luxurious seat alternative is available. Not only do rear passengers get adjustable individual chairs, it allows space for a big subwoofer with the optional PDF reference audio system. What are the specs? The Emeya 600 is going to do horsepower with 5 setup and delivers 603 and 5,200 million torque, and up from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 1.8 seconds at a top speed of 155 miles per hour. If that's just a sluggish, then there's always the red hot 905 HP Emeya. 900, you still get twin motors all over the rear, 1 gains a 2-speed gearbox to improve performance. Top speed is pinned at 159 miles per hour and 0 to 62 miles per hour takes to 0.8 seconds. It also adds active aero front and rear, active anti-roll bars to help prop it up in beds, and four-wheel steering for more agility at low speeds and stability at higher ones. This chassis and aero kit also comes as standard with the 600 Sports A. Stick to the base 600 range is impressive at 379 miles, dropping to 360 and higher trim levels. Choose the 900 and this falls further to 301 miles. Lotus is claiming to record breaking charging time thanks to the 8,000 architecture that supports up to 120 kilowatt charging speed on a 600 amp charge. The obligatory 10 to 80% rapid charge time is immediate. 14 minutes at full whack with a 350 kilowatt pump only adding a couple of minutes or so puts it like the drive. That greatly depends on what flavor of the Emeya you've got with you. A 600 won't explode off the line with the velocity you might expect. But a stretch of their restricted Autobahn on the European launch proved that we keep accelerating. Long after most EVs would hit a limit, swift, not scary, 900 it has the same well-judged throttle response at the top of the travel, with things getting larrier the harder you push. Tamer drive modes largely keep things under control, although. You'll need track mode and worryingly ESC off to get that sub 3.0 second 0 to 62 miles per hour time is so. Brake pause, full throttle, launch control active message, and side step brake. The first 20 to 30 miles per hour goes smoothly and very quickly, until I notice the steering will start to twist towards the other side of the road. Torque steer is both present and powerful. As is some movement from the rear axle, meaning you'll need your. What's about you if you're trying to match the entirely believable 0 to 62 miles per hour time? However, a Porsche Taycan Turbo S is faster still and puts its power down far more cleanly. Both change gear on the rear axle with a sometimes surprising power. Hopes of the the Emeya being an involving steer evaporate quickly, there's little fear. From the well-weighted steering, no version feels particularly light on its feet. Anti-roller clip versions do a better job of keeping the car upright bends with this and the forward steering. G-system boosting agility. Even the 900 doesn't have a playful edge like Taycan's. The always-on electronics try to promote a neutral handling balance. It all feels a bit forced and like the Emeya is fighting against the laws of physics. Tick the box for action. The suspension in the Taycan, and it just feels lighter than it actually is in all the extreme circumstances. It also provides a truly exceptional ride that no Emeya can come close to. 900s are firmer than 600s, with both making you aware of surface imperfections whilst minimizing their impact. You'll feel more around town, making this a great motorway mileage. That's why I have the 600 over the 900. Fun is the violent. Acceleration could be. The Emeya's luxury focus makes the counter powertrain and softer suspension a better fit and won't overwhelm the chassis. What about the interior? If you're familiar with the Lotus Emeya, there are no surprises here. If you're not, then prepare to be shocked. But Emeya's interior is just luxurious. It gives similarly priced BMWs and Mercedes a bloody nose when it comes to quality. And ambience, without our well-equipped first cars arrive with something at the leather, switches and buttons that work precisely, and not a lot of visible plastic. Everything looks and feels solidly glued together, and the comfort seat for ventilation and massage are just a touch during a baking hot summer. The boot is big at 509 liters below the parcel shelf and is accessed by a useful husband. There's a front for the people, and there's lounging space for passengers inside. There's plentiful room for the 6 foot behind the wheel. Meaning for lanky adults should be perfectly comfortable on a long journey. You might want to request front seat passengers raise their seat a little, though. There's not a lot of room to stick your feet under the front seats with them in their lowest position. Headroom isn't quite so good, but it compares well, too. A far less sleek BMW i5 and feels airy with a big glass roof. You also avoid the i5's chunky transmission tone, instead getting a hump that's only an inch or two high. I did find the rear seats were comfortable. Although some may find there's way too much lumbar support, I certainly appreciate it. Tactile physical controls to change the interior temperature, set the fan to auto, and a few other functions. But once again, there is far too much going on in the console. There's not quite enough shortcuts on screen, disabling the lane assist, and speed limit warning is something best done in stationary. While icons are overly full menu, it's small. It's hoping over-the-air update report that might tweak the layout slightly to improve visibility. All the radio complaints regarding the responsiveness of the system is graphical business. Before you buy me as undercut, they're taking perfectness. Across the board, despite coming with loads of quickly scanned, I'd avoid entry-level 600 as the color and option choices are limited and jump up more choice. Assisted driving tech, better parking assistance, and bigger wheels and brakes. GT-Say is tempered with the glass roof, hands-free tailgate, and configurable ambient lighting, but I'd probably not bother with Sports' chassis tech, as the Emeya is better as a bit luxury car than Sports Saloon. I'd spend some money on Napa leather and the comfort seat pack for ventilation, massage and more adjustment with the You're mainly paying for all that extra power in the dynamic handling pack, which includes the active anti-roll bars and forward steering. You do also get the exterior carbon pack that's optional on lesser MIs, although you'll have to look closely to spot it. Personally, I keep the 600 GT save 35,000 pounds, and use that to buy a nicer lease for a proper Lotus driving experience. Lotus Emeya verdict. Let's for a moment pretend the Emeya doesn't have a Lotus badge. Looking at it from a cold perspective, the Emeya is reasonably priced compared to rivals, has a comfortable ride, and a luxuriously spacious interior. This range is good, and it handles creativity without any noticeable vices unless you launch it. In other words, it's quite easy to recommend as a crush saloon with a bit of faces and toys. However, it does have a Lotus badge, which brings all sorts of expectations. If you expect the Emeya to be a true Lotus and take a beat, you will be disappointed. It lacks the feel and fun of a truly exceptional sports saloon. While the R is just a bit much, perhaps a few over. The air updates will luxury saloon this is.